right. Welcome, wealth creators, to another awesome episode of the Jean Malo Davis Show. It's all about information and inspiration to impact the nation. It's about having total prosperity in every area of your life. I'm talking about mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, emotionally, as well as relationship-wise. We're here every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're a little bit late, guys. Please forgive us. Been very, very busy. So I thank you for just being patient. Make sure, guys, right now, go ahead and hit follow. Go ahead and subscribe. Go ahead and like. And make sure you hit the bell so you can always be alerted when we go live. We really, really appreciate you. Thank you guys for your inboxes, your messages, your text messages, your calls to let us know how we're doing. Now, today we're going to talk about embracing femininity and letting go of the pain. This is all in lieu of our big event that's going to be coming up July the 1st. I'll tell you about it in just a little bit. But when we come back, I'm going to share my story. I won't be long tonight, but I promise to be strong tonight. I'm going to share my story and tell you what I had to do to be able to embrace my femininity and let go of the pain. And when I let go of the pain, there was so much more to gain. So we're going to take a commercial break. And when we come back, we're going to get right into it. You're watching the Jean Malo Davis Show. We'll be right back after this commercial break. My name is Jean Malo Davis. I'm with TWC Elite Mastermind Bootcamp. Presents Supercharge Your Business and Increase Your Profits. So this weekend, we're going to open up the playbook to show you how we were able to earn 6 figures in 4.5 months. Do you know that whatever you're afraid of is stopping you from making money? And some of us, we know that we're good, but we're afraid that we're good. We believe that everybody is an expert. Everybody can teach something that they know. Attention, I interrupt this program because I am so excited. I have some exciting news for you. It is the 6-figure challenge. Man, you say, Jean, what is this 6-figure challenge? Listen, we're going to work with 10 families. Yes, 10 families, and we're going to help them to earn 6 figures in the next 6 months. So you got 6 figures in 6 months with 10 families. How do you participate? Thank you for asking. All you got to do is click on the link below right after this video play. Go down, click on the link below, get on my calendar. There's going to be a screening process. Yes, it is an application process, and hopefully you will be picked to be one of the 10. I am so excited to supercharge your business and increase your profits. Back to the video. Lunch and dinner here, right here in the mansion. But most importantly, you have to be in an environment that is conducive to success. And being in this beautiful mansion, I think that what it has done is inspire so many people and let people know that they definitely can have anything they want to have, do anything they want to do, and be whatever they want to be. If you don't do it, you got to pay somebody else to do it. And if you don't have the money to pay them, then how are you going to grow your business?
This was a great opportunity to not only learn about business, but learning how to balance the practicalities of everyday life along with chasing your dreams.
The information that we got this weekend far exceeded the cost we paid to be here this weekend.
If you missed this boot camp, guys, don't worry. We're going to be coming to a city near you. You want to run, not walk to the next boot camp. We'll see you in the next city. You can have, be, do anything. All right, welcome back to the Jean Malo Davis Show. Today we're talking about embracing femininity and letting go of the pain. Oh, guys, man, I really want to tell you, if you really want to know my story, I'm going to tell you, go pick up you a copy of this book. I'm a wealthy woman because I refuse to be abused
my road to total prosperity. It really tells the story of when I was abandoned with 4 children, left to care for my babies on my own with no resources. I was able to pick myself up by my bootstraps, by God's grace and mercy, find a mentor, find a coach, and guys, now have time, freedom, money, freedom, and building several successful businesses. I don't say that to brag or boast, but I say that because we all have a story. We all have been tested, and hopefully you have a testimony. You're able to meet and overcome all obstacles in your path. I really want to dive into where I say embracing femininity, letting go of the pain. I feel a lot of times we hold on to pain like it's a badge. We hold on to that story that we, instead of sharing it as a testimony, we hold on to it as a sign of, want people to have pity for you. And I never ever wanted anybody to have pity for me. When I tell my story, it's a victory story. It's a part of my testimony. My pain is my gain. And so I just wanted to let you know how I was able to let go of the pain. Because when you have been hurt, I don't know anyone who have gotten married to get a divorce. I hadn't met that person yet, unless they was doing some illegal stuff. But I haven't met a person who got married to get divorced. We don't get married to get divorced. We certainly don't decide to procreate with those individuals and have children without the father in the home or without the mother in the home. So if you can imagine, being with someone for 10 years and then being abandoned with 4 kids at the age of 28, it begins to just put your mind in that 28-year-old who still pretty much, I felt like, was a child raising children, still learning about the world, still learning about how to even be a mother, even be in a career, even, be the best provider and nurturer to the children, that I can tell you that anger set in. Anger, hurt, pain, abandonment issues. I felt that being a little bit more aggressive, having to be a little bit more masculine, if you will, because now I had 1 girl and 3 boys that I had to take care of, little bitty kids. And I don't care, ladies, hear me well. Yeah. Yes, we can put good morals, good standards in our boys. We can. But we can't fully give them, I would say, the male experience. The male experience that they need from another man. That the man that they call father, that support to be able to teach them how to be a man. And I have said this over and over and over again. Yes, mothers are teachers, we're nurturers, but guys, we can't teach a man how to be a man. We could get him good standards, we could get him good morals, we could tell him what a man is, but men sharpen men. And so, I found myself when I was raising my children by myself, some of the characteristics that I began to take on because I was raising a young lady and 3 boys, and I wanted my boys to be intelligent. I didn't want them to be milquetoast and broke down and can't speak for themselves. I didn't want to baby them to death. I just the things that I thought about. But meanwhile, back at the ranch, having to take on the responsibilities of taking care of 4 kids by myself, it began to mess with me mentally, spiritually, physically, financially, emotionally. Because like I said, you don't go into having kids, babies. You don't get married and hope to do that by yourself. You don't. And so I've said this before. I remember one day, I don't know how old I was talking to someone and a guy hurt me, and I was like, you know what, this was many years ago, because I'm happily married now, but for 8 years, thank God. But I said, back then I said, all men, they're just dogs, man. They're dogs. they create these kids and they leave them and all this other stuff. That was anger and bitterness from what had happened to me. And I remember a guy saying to me, he said, you sound real angry, sis. You sound real angry and bitter. And I looked at him like, excuse me? He said, yeah, you do. You sound real angry and bitter, like somebody hurt you. And he said to me, he said, if all men are dogs and things of that nature, what's the alternative? Are you going to bat for the same team or whatever? Like, he was asking me that. And I was like, no, I'm not saying that I don't love men. I don't want a man. I'm just saying that, you know, at this time, I'm just angry. Like the Diary of a Mad Black Woman. I was angry. I was mad, right? And he said, well, look like you need some healing. Look like it's time to make some decisions. And that day, when I went home, I thought about it. And I said, you know, I need to talk to my father being God. I said, I need to talk to you, God. I need to let go of some past hurts, some past pains. And I need to be able to put up the combat boots and walk comfortably in my red bottom shoes. But I was so angry from the things that had happened in the past that I was like, how did this happen? I did what mama said, you know, and I was a good wife and all these other things. And so, guys, the first thing that I had to do was I had to pray. We're talking about embracing femininity and letting go of the pain. I prayed. And I prayed, giving it up, like that song said, I surrender all. I surrendered all to God, all to God. All my hurt, all my pain, all my doubt, all my insecurities, I surrendered it. I said, God, take it out of my heart. Take the angerness out of me. Take the bitterness out of me. Please, God, heal my heart, heal my mind, heal my soul, because I don't want to walk around bitter. I don't want to walk around angry. And I definitely don't want to be walking around in masculine energy. I did not want to do that. And so I prayed. That was the first thing that I did, was I prayed. And the second thing I did, we're talking about letting go of the pain, was after I prayed, guys, I had to forgive. Now, you have always heard that forgiveness is not for the other person, is really for you, and they're not lying. I had to forgive so I could get over the anger, so I could get over the bitterness, the hurt, and things of that nature. So I had to forgive myself. I had to tell myself, Gina, it's not your fault. You did the best with what you knew, okay? The knowledge that you had at the time, you made the best decision. There's no need of doing shoulda, woulda, coulda, woulda. That doesn't make any sense. I did the best that I knew with the knowledge that I had at the time. And so I had to forgive myself. And then I had to forgive the person who hurt me. I had to forgive. As a matter of fact, I think we had a discussion one time. I got him on the phone and we was talking, this was many years ago. And I asked him if there's anything that I have done to offend you or hurt you in any manner, will you please forgive me? And he said yes. And then in turn, he said the same thing. And from that point, that conversation, I thought that he was going to get active in the children's life. It never happened. But anyway, that conversation did happen where we both asked each other for forgiveness. And then, guys, with that forgiveness, with praying, asking for forgiveness, then there became something that personal development, okay? Personal development. When we come back from this commercial break, I'm going to talk about personal development and the event that really changed my life with that and how I got to where I'm at today. You're watching Jean Marlo Davis Show. We'll be right back. All right, guys, y'all got it. I'm telling you, I am gonna have a little pre-show. What they call it when you're recording the little. It's not a blooper. It's a behind the scenes. There you go. I'm gonna have it because y'all don't even understand. And I got skills. I can rap. I really can. I be doing my little rap. You like that rap, babe? That was strong with that beat, huh?
Sure was.
Okay, I thought so. Okay, so we're talking about embracing femininity, letting go of the pain, and I talked about being abandoned with 4 kids, striving to make ends meet, trying to be the best wife at the time, and then now having to take care of everything. It was something else. And so it made me angry. It made me bitter. Made me, saying all men are dogs and all this other kind of crap. And then, like I said, I had to face someone who said, what you're going to do about that? Are you going to walk around like that your whole life? Do you ever want to have a man ever again? I'm like, yeah, but of course, So I had to get some healing. I had to get some healing. So I prayed and gave it all to God. That's what I said. I surrendered all. Surrendered all. And after I surrendered all and gave it to God, I knew there was some work that I needed to do on myself. So first of all, I asked for forgiveness. I had to forgive myself. And then after forgiving myself, there was some work that I needed to do on myself, personal development. That's one thing I can honestly say in my journey when I was in network marketing. I'm still in sales, but when I was in network marketing, I remember going to this event here in Atlanta. I think it was like a Project 50K, something like that. I think we were hosting it. And this multimillionaire by the name of Houghton Bugs, he was one of the main speakers. And he was talking about what you go through in life. And I remember he had a clean glass of water, wasn't strawberries in it, but he had a clean glass of water, and then he had a cup of coffee. And he started talking about life and the things that you go through, the negative things that you go through, the heartbreak, the this, that, and other. Every time he mentioned a disappointment, a failure, or whatever, he would pour a little coffee in the water, and you see the water got cloudy, and he poured a little bit more, any failure, heartbreak, job loss, sickness, whatever, until when you looked at the water was completely black. And he said, this is you now, angry, bitter, hopeless. That's what it looks like. He said, but even with the water being completely black, he said, there's still hope. And so it was funny because it was me, my good friend, Ethan Clem, another guy, we was all sitting together. And, and he said, but, get in the right places with the right people doing the right thing and get personal development. And he took the glass he had a pitcher of water, and he said, you go to the meeting, go to the events, you get some mentorship, and he's pouring the water in there. He said, you just keep on working on yourself, keep on. And he just started pouring the pitcher of water into that glass, washing out all that negativity until at the end, you saw clean water. Man, when that man did that, the way he did that, it was so profound. I became overwhelmed with emotion. I was overwhelmed because in my heart, in my soul, I said, this is not hopeless. The situation that I was in was not hopeless. Me holding on to the pain, the anger, like it was a badge, I can let that stuff go, man. I can let it go and let God. That's why I said, I'm going to let it go and let God. And I remember that I started crying. Ethan would never admit it, but bro, you was dropping tears. You was dropping tears. Okay, he was crying. We all passing napkins and stuff because it was so beautiful. Because that's how we feel sometimes. We feel, oh, babe, can you turn that AC on, honey? Thank you. We sometimes feel like it's hopeless. We feel like the hurt, the pain, the rejection, all those things that has happened to us, we can't heal from it. But when I began to do those things that I said, and then I start working on the personal development, it's so funny because some things start happening in my life some good things start happening. My belief changed. My walk changed. My talk changed. I began to tap into that power that God had given me, that feminine energy that God had given me. And I was able to let go of the combat boots. And I was able to put on my heels and embrace my femininity and be the woman of God that God called me to be. I was no longer angry. I was no longer bitter. I was no longer, just sad and depressed because God began to work in my life. He began to work in my life so that when I looked in the mirror, I didn't even recognize myself anymore. Not just because I lost over 50, 60 pounds of junk, but because I recognized a new woman. And it really made sense to me. What started ringing in my head was, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. That's why you got to work on your mind. You got to work on your mind, and you got to let go of this pain and stop carrying it as a badge. Some of us, we need to be brainwashed, to tell you the truth. Some of us are walking around with some stinking thinking. And you wonder why you repel everybody that come in your way. You wonder why you can't hold on to great relationships. Or if you even get a good girlfriend or a good guy friend, something happens where you just totally destroyed from your wayward ways. And we just have to work on ourselves. We just have to work on ourselves. The other thing that I had to do, talking about letting go of the pain, is I had to start loving myself. I had to start loving myself. And I always reference movies and songs. Me and my husband, we do that all the time. We'll say something and a song will pop up, or a movie scene will pop up. Even the children do this. But it was a song came in my head. I don't know if you know it, Bruce. It's an old song. But it's a song came in my head when she said, am I too big? Am I too tall? Am I too short? Am I too small? Woo, let me start loving myself. Woo, let me start loving myself. And then she said, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, I'm beautiful, damn it. You ever heard that song before? That song, I was like, what? That song came out years ago. I'm gonna have to play it for you, honey. But it came out years ago, and I played it for my daughter, and I was like, it's a funny song. It's a funny video that goes with it. But when you hear about what she's, am I too big? Am I too tall? Am I too short? Am I too small? Woo. Like, let me let that stuff go and let me start loving myself, right? And that's what I began to do. I started loving myself, dating myself, healing myself, growing within myself, praying over myself, fasting, walking, reading, personal development, being around strong people, staying away from negative people, being around great environments, staying away from negative environments. I began to start treating myself the way I would want anybody to treat me. I ran away from gossip and slack talk and slander. I didn't want to be a part of it. And I began to create standards in my life that those who wanted to befriend me or those who say they was a friend, I let them know what my standards are. And God has blessed me with great friends. And I have lost some good people because they broke those standards. And and that hurts. But the thing is, I began to love myself and constantly working on myself, that I was able to let go of the pain. I was able to let go of the hurt. I was able to let go of the rejection. I was able to let go of the fear. I was able to date myself and get back into myself. And of course, always, ladies, you got to keep it proper and prim and proper. Keep my hair done, my nails done, my feet done. I like a good bag. I like to go and get a nice dress. And, I used to I didn't realize this, Bruce, when I was going through a lot. Check this out. When I was going through a lot, guys, I wore a lot of pants. I didn't even realize that. I thought about it. My whole wardrobe was just pants. a lot of pants. And then as I began to embrace my femininity, I love springtime, summer, because I get me a nice, the sundresses. I like the flow in the wind, fabulous. And, I started getting my nice little dresses, my heels again, and doing these things because I was tapping into the second self of God, which is woman. We give birth. We are co-creators. And so when I thought about that, I was like, wow, I could see the healing. And I remember one day that I think I told Bruce this. Do you remember, Bruce? I told you that I felt that God had put on my spirit that I need, and this is when I was single. I felt that God had put on my spirit what? No, that embrace your femininity. Embrace your femininity more. Embrace it. And sure enough, that's what I did. And guys, I'm happily married. I've been married 8 years. I think I'm the softer side of Jean. Not the softer side of Sears, but I'm the softer side of Jean. I mean, there is a flip side. Don't get it twisted. I will get with you if necessary. But I like to say that I'm more calmed down. I'm more reserved. I'm not angry. I'm not bitter. I like to say things that if someone has did me wrong or did something wrong, I have compassion for them because I understand where they're coming from. I understand what they've been through, and I don't judge anybody. I don't, because you just don't know if you don't have a relationship with God. You just don't know what you would do. We could say, oh, I would never do this and I would never do that and I don't say that crap. I ask God to please keep me away from it. That I now understand where it said, lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. That part, Father, that part. So I understand that. And so, guys, I just want to wrap up with embracing femininity, letting go of the pain. You got to do the work. You got to do what's necessary to let go of the pain. Stop walking around wearing pain like it's a code of honor. It's not. The only way to let go of the pain is you got to talk to someone bigger than you. My bigger than me is God. And then you got to ask for forgiveness for yourself and for whoever hurt you. And you got to start loving on yourself. You got to start getting some personal development. If you need to get a therapist, damn it, get a therapist. But the work starts after you forgive. We don't forget because we need that reference point. But we forgive and we move on. And when we can do that, ladies, the bitterness, the angriness, the all tough and rough and angry and all that bitter seem like coming off like you pop out of Sailor Man or Bruno, we can embrace our feminine self because we're powerful. And with that being said, I got something for you to help you embrace your femininity, your walk, your talk, your power, because you're bad. And you're bad. We have a big event coming up. I'm all about big events. July the 1st from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. It's at the Courtyard Marriott Vinings in Atlanta. So if you're not in Atlanta, you can make it there. It's called Embracing Your Femininity. It's on the screen. Yes. Yes. Shrika, there you go. Miss Stroman on. Thank you for joining me, Miss Stroman. I just seen you. Embrace your femininity. I hope you come to the event. Look who's on the screen, Miss Stroman. Look who's there. We got Marlene Stotts is going to be there. Powerhouse. We got Kim Evans going to be there. Powerhouse. We got Tracy Randall's going to be there. Powerhouse. And one and only, none other than your girl Jean Davis, Powerhouse as well. This is embracing your femininity, your walk, your talk, your power. It is not going to be a dry eye in the house. We're going to love up on you. You want to bring your girlfriends to this. You want to bring your daughters to this, your nieces, any female. You want to drag them to this event. We're going to love up on you. We're going to embrace you. We're going to be there. We're going to talk about it. We're going to walk it out. We're going to talk it out. We might even pray it out. We're just going to let the Spirit of God do what he do. And I want to invite you guys. Look, tickets are already selling. The seating capacity is very limited. It's a luncheon. You can go to the website, and some of the things that I'm talking about, that's what we're going to talk about, man. These are some of the things that we're going to talk about at this event. And we got some great speakers. And we're going to just we're just going to invoke the Spirit and let God come in and show up and show out. And man, me oh my. I'm trying not to get emotional right now, but it's going to be powerful. Shame on you if you miss this event, man. And we said, Lord, let the right people come, Father. Let the right people come. Because I hope you ain't afraid to bust a prayer and give God the praise and the glory, because we're not afraid. So July the 1st, the website is scrolling down below, Bruce, tiffisllc.com, tiffisllc.com. You want to go to that website, go ahead and get your tickets. Like I said, I know for a fact, we're going to sell out way before the event. And we don't want you to get left behind, okay? Because this is our second Women on Fire event. And man, when I tell you we're on fire, we're on fire. So guys, listen, I thank you so much for being here. Thank you guys for watching. Make sure you like, you share, you follow. Share this broadcast, guys. Make sure you subscribe to our channel and hit the bell. And I just want to tell you, you know what? When you begin to be all that God has called you to be, you'll become a magnet. Yes, you. Someone who you may not think you're the greatest. You may not think you're the smartest or the sharpest or whatever. But when you tap into the source, and that source being God, when you tap into it and you allow the anointing to come down upon thee, you won't recognize yourself either. And you will know that you are totally on a wing in a prayer, that you are totally leaning into God. And what better place to be to lean in the everlasting arms of God and to be a magnet to bear witness to the world that the light still exists. Embrace your femininity, sis. We got work to do. We got a lot of work to do. And I want to let you know I'm the vanguard. I'm heading up. I'm right up front. I'm right there with you. Let's lock arms together. Let's get registered at this event, okay? July the 1st. It's going to be powerful. I want to say thank you so much for watching. Make sure you let people know, share, invite your friends, invite your girlfriends, invite everybody. And tell them Jean Marlo Davis has sent you to do the work. So with that being said, my name is Jean Marlo Davis. I am a wealth creator. You're a wealth creator too. Remember, you can have, be, do anything. Time to embrace, my sisters, your femininity. Let go of the pain so we can go out here and do what God's called us to do. I love you. God bless you. I look forward to seeing you Monday on Money Madness. Have a great weekend. Stay in prayer and keep the belief and do the work. God bless. Take care.